Good morning and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing an eyeshadow look using a oldie but goodie palette to me that I put out of my collection, and it's the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette. And this is what the palette looks like. Really pretty shades. I used to use it quite a bit when it first, I'm sorry, this reflection is like so bright. But I used to use it quite a bit when I first purchased it a couple of years ago. I don't think it's available anymore on their website. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't been on there in a very long time. But this is the eyeshadow palette that we're going to dig into today and see what we can come up with. So let's get started. For starters, I primed my eyes with my Kevin Aquan number 8 concealer, which is this sample that I purchased off Camera Ready Cosmetics. And this is the number 8, and it comes in a little tube like this. And I actually purchased about four of these when I did purchase them. They were $4.99, and I just kind of filled it up with, put all the samples in one little pot so I can have a good amount of product. Because this concealer is very expensive, but it's a great creamy soft concealer. Enough of that with the concealers. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to jump into this eye look. But first, I'm going to just go ahead and pat my concealer again to make sure it's smooth before I start applying any shadows. So I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see what I am doing when we start this eyeshadow look. Okay. So with that, let me get a makeup wipe because I did not pull one out prior to starting my camera. Sorry. So, let's jump right into this look. So first I'm going to I'm looking for a fluffy brush, which I should have taken out before I start this. So I'm going to take this makeup shade T88 brush, which is just a fluffy brush. And we're going to take the shade Lady Ship, which is this shade here, a mauve shade, and apply it in my outer V and my crease area. And I'm keeping it towards the outer V the most. That's why I want most of my pigment in this outer V. And I'm just blending and lightly stamping the shadow. We're going to go with a little bit more until we build the intensity we would like for the shadow. Okay, I'm liking that. It's like really pretty. That pretty deep wine-like mauve color is what it's coming out. So let's do the other eye. And I'm just flicking it outwards to kind of get that harshness from the outer V, while still placing most of the product in this area. Let's take a little bit more. My eye wants to start running. I'm sorry. And then we're going to lightly blend inwards. I like the way it's turning out. It's like blending really good. It's really pretty. So I'm going to take a little bit more because I feel like I want to kind of deepen it just a little bit. So I'm just going to add a little bit more into the same area. And I know I've said it in a couple of other videos. If you have not watched my videos, I like to use like a fluffy brush. A lot of times when I'm doing this crease and outer V, then I go back in with a more denser brush if I want to apply more shadows for a more depth look for the outer V. But this is the method I like to use instead of just packing a bunch of eyeshadow on. The outer V depends on what look I'm trying to do, and especially mainly a lot of my videos that I do in the morning prior to going to work. This is the method that I use when placing my eyeshadows so that I can go ahead and get ready for work and get out the door. And it doesn't take all day to work on my eyeshadow, but it's still pretty. And you can still see the color, but it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to place the shadow. And a lot of times you'll see me use maybe two, at the most three shadows and colors when I'm going to work, just to save, time. Okay, so I think this will be like enough with this fluffy brush for now with dipping in the outer V. So I can go on to what I'm going to add next. So next we're going to go in with this Morphe 433 brush, and it's this brush here. I'm sure everyone owns this brush, well, mostly everyone. So I'm going to take that same shade, and we're just going to pack it just right in the outer V without going around where it's blended. So we're going to just dip it until we get a good payoff amount, and just dab it right there in that outer V area. And I'm not going up to where I blended the shadow. I just want that depth right there in that outer V. And the same for this eye, just place it. Okay. Okay, this is like so pretty. So now I'm just going to flick out the edges where I placed the shadow. I think this is so pretty. And I do have a little fallout. Now on to my favorite step. We're going to use my all-time favorites, the BH Cosmetics Base Booster. Yes. I like to kind of let's shake it. So we're going to apply 2 little dots on the back of my hand, the norm. So today I'm going to kind of do a more precise measure with it. And I'm going to use this little brush. I don't know where this brush comes from. It does not even have a name. I'm not sure. It came in maybe like a... I don't know. Don't get me to lying. But it's this little end here. I'm going to use this more rather than my finger to place the glitter glue. I'm kind of like crossed up this morning. And I'm just going to lightly place it right in this area where there's no shadow, and kind of place it in the shape of my eye. And we're going to go a little bit over into the plummy purplish eyeshadow. And that's because I just want to make sure I place it this morning and not just put it on my lid with my finger. I just want to be a little more precise this morning with the glitter glue. So I'm doing the same thing for this eye and placing it in the shape of my eye as if it's a cut crease, but it is using the glitter in that area. Okay, so now let's see what color we want to apply on the inner corner. Let's go with, I'm leaning towards Royal Highness, and then I'm leaning towards Queen Mother. But I think I'll go ahead and do the Royal Highness, which is this beautiful shade here. We're going to pack this shade all over the lid where there's no shadow. And it's like really pretty. Yep. And I'm just lightly packing And then until I get my whole eyelid with the eyeshadow. Oh, that's pretty. Look at it. And I'm just placing it like up to that, where my ear eye carves out like a crease. I didn't want to go too high up today with my shadows. I may just add like a little bit, but not like up to my brow bone type thing. So we're just going to place it on the other eye. Oh, I like it. It's so pretty. And again, we're just going to go over just a little bit into the deep plummy purple shade. It's so pretty. So now we're going to go back in. You know what? I need a smaller blending brush. Let's do that. So we're going to take the Makeup Shack T36, which is a small like pencil blending brush, but it's bigger than a pencil brush, but it's a nice brush with a fluff on it that I can add more shadow. So I'm going to take Ladyship again, which is this beautiful purple that I put in the outer V, and we're going to transition it back into the kind of like not transition, but blend out what we placed on the lid to kind of make sure it marries together. And we're going to just place that on the lid and then lightly blend and lightly place, because I don't want to move the shadow around and it starts looking patchy. But I haven't had that experience with these shadows, but it can happen once you place some type of shimmer and you try to blend it together. You can make a mess with the matte shade. So I'm just going to place it first a little deeper again. Since that gold shade is kind of on the deeper side, I want to make sure the outer V matches the lid shade. Do the same thing here. Just placing it before I blend it. And I use this brush because I didn't want to add the shadow like all around here. So we're just placing it again. And we're really just packing. And this is a good palette. And eyeshadows are really, really good. The color scheme is so pretty. And I forgot I had this palette. That's why I like to do those shop my stashes. And a lot of times I just pull stuff out, even though I don't make the video. I just pull it out and just use what I have. So now I'm going to take this T88 brush again and just kind of just lightly blend those edges again. And I'm going to blend in circular motions too. Like really, really light, because I don't want to drag the eyeshadow, like I said, up in my crease as much. It's really, really pretty. Yay. Okay, I like it. Let's take this brush again. We're not adding any more product. We're just blending where we placed it in the outer V lightly, because we don't want to move the product around. So now we're going to take the Sigma Duo E41, which is a fiber brush. Now, I love to use fiber brushes in my crease area when I'm blending out shadows. Can you hang on a minute, guys? I'm back. I just feel like my lighting was off, so I had to dim some of this lighting. It was like too bright for me. And I didn't feel like you all could see what I was doing. Like I was like straight white, but I'm back. So, back to what we're doing. We're going to blend with this fiber by Sigma E41 blending brush. And just blend out this crease area where we place the shimmer shadow and the matte shadow. But we're not going to add any more shadows. We just want it to be blended really well. And I'm lightly stroking left to right like a windshield wiper motion, and then in light circular motions, but not too harsh. Then I'm going to take the same brush, my eyes, I'm sorry, and then kind of flick these two shadows together, the matte shade and the shimmer shade, so it won't have this harsh line where I placed the shimmer shadow on my lid. I'm just blending this outer V to make sure these matte shades are blended nicely as well. This is like so pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to use my norm. I'm going to take my micellar water, and we're going to clean up the under eye area and where we have all the fallout. So I just like to take a little bit of this micellar water on a wipe. And I love the Kroger Cleanse wipes. They're supposed to be the off-brand for Neutrogena. They're really, really thick, almost like a cloth. That's why I like them. And I like to use my simple micellar water to clean up, because both are great for sensitive eyes. So we're just going to wipe and clean up. So, okay, so now what we're going to do before I go off camera and do the rest of my eye look, we're going to take, I'm looking for my fluffy brush. Okay, here it is. My 535 by Morphe. And I was trying to stick strictly to this palette, but you all know I love this little e.l.f. Total Face palette because these shadows are so pigmented. I did not want to overpower this look with an additional shade. So I'm gonna do my norm, my favorite, this shade here, and just pack it all over the eye area where there is no shadow at the top of my lid. So we're gonna start where the crease area is, and then work our way up. Cause I wanted most of the shadow placed towards my crease area to kind of blend it out. And let's do it again. Because I did not set the concealer, so it was kind of on the tacky side. And I didn't want to go in and start trying to blend it. So we were setting it first. Now we'll go in and blend what we just placed. Okay, I like it. It's really, really pretty. So let's go back on this brush one more time without any shadow. The fluffy Makeup Shack small blending brush. Really. And just blend out these edges again. Since we've added that last shade. Okay, I love it. So I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can see the actual look that I've completed with the eyeshadows before I go off and do my full face. Okay, this is the final look of the eyeshadow before I go off camera to finish the rest of my face. I hope you guys like the way it turned out because I love it. And I will be back with my final face so you guys can see the final look. And I'll check you guys out in a few. Okay, I am back with the final look. And I like it. I did a couple of things different this morning doing my makeup. I used more setting powders and bronze with an actual setting powder rather than a bronzing powder or a contour stick. I actually bronzed and I really like how it turned out. And I know this is pretty much my eyeshadow video, but we're adding a little bit of pieces to it because I really like how it turned out. And you can see how it actually gives that shape. That highlight looks good. That shape of bronzing. And I actually used the Graftobian bronzing powder. And I actually put it in my little Juvia's Place container because it comes in a bigger container. And I didn't want to waste it. I just used like the tiniest bit. And I put it on a blending brush. And I cannot find my blending brush. I don't know what happened to it. Here it is. I'm sorry. I put on an angled brush like this. Just a little bit to just be on the bristles. And I just kind of dabbed it. And I really like that. So I just wanted to share that. Because my bronzing is really standing out today. So I wanted to add that little piece. Now back to the eye because I really like it. This is the final look. I'm zooming you guys into the final look for the eyes. All I did was added the shade Ladyship that I put in my crease. I added that to my outer going towards my inner. And I used the lid shade Royal Highness. The shade I put on my eyelid, I used it to go from the middle to the inner corner. And I used my same go-to Rodeo Dry by Ofra as my inner corner highlight and my brow bone highlight. I didn't do a whole lot of that. I didn't add any more shadows on my eyelid going off camera. Now let's zoom you back out to the full face again. And I want to add that I did use my Cheek Leaders Mini Bronzing Squad by Benefit. And I've been using this like I've had it for a long time now. But I like this little palette. You can see I get a lot of use out of it. I actually used Cookie, which is a highlighter shade. And I used Hula, which is the bronzing shade. No, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. I did not use that bronzing shade. I am sorry. I used Cookie and Gold Rush. And I mixed those two shades to apply as my blush. And I highlighted my nose with the same two shades. But with Cookie, I just highlighted my forehead area and under my chin area. So I hope you guys like this look. I like this look. Of course, I pretty much like all of my looks. Some of them I may not like, but this one I like. I like the plummy shades, fuchsia shades. And I really did a really throwback for my lips. This doesn't even exist anymore. But it's the Lip Lava by CoverGirl. I'm sorry, my sinuses again. And in this shade here, I'm not sure if you all remember this product. But it's like really a way throwback, you know, if you know what I mean. But this is what I use on my lips today. And I really think it pops with the eyes. I really like this look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video this morning. And if you have not done so already, please comment, like, and subscribe to become a part of my family here on my YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.